Good morning, Wet Shavers, coffee lovers, and podcast listeners everywhere. It's Mark with GeorgeToon.com. It's time for another second cup. So grab a cup of coffee, kick back, relax, put in those earbuds, adjust that speaker volume, and let's talk some wet shaving and a few other things in podcast form. What is Second Cup? Well, just to bring you up to speed, Second Cup is a podcast that will give you some additional information that didn't make the Monday morning mailbag deadline. This might be something that is time sensitive. For instance, a sale that could be ending before the next Monday morning mailbag airs, or a piece of late breaking information that viewers have passed along that is equally time sensitive, or something else regarding the wet shaving world that needs to be broadcast in a timely fashion. And we'll also have some time to chit-chat and discuss some other things like coffee, movies, streaming shows, books, that sort of thing. So thanks for tuning in to Second Cup. And I hope you subscribe to the podcast, where you can also find episodes of the Monday Morning Mailbag in podcast form. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. We'll get the show underway in just a moment. Thanks for joining me. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the September 22nd, 2025 episode of Second Cup. Great to be with you this morning. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. What are you drinking this morning? Hang on, let me get a sip right here. This is very, very good. Hang on. Yeah, once again, we're using the Black Rifle Coffee Company Blackbeard's Delight right here. This is a dark roast, has a nice bold flavor. I also had recently, or just before, a cup of Black Rifle Coffee Company's AK Espresso. Now that's a medium roast, and you definitely can tell the difference between the two. And I like the dark roast a lot. It has a nice bold flavor to it. Very, very flavorful. So a big thank you again to Jason, Allison, and the boys for sending this along to the channel. And I am enjoying some Black Rifle coffee this morning, and I hope you're also enjoying your favorite coffee this morning. Hey, happy fall. It's the autumnal equinox today, the start of the fall season, and it's also Rosh Hashanah. That starts this evening at sunset. And Rosh Hashanah starts at sundown on Monday, September 22nd, 2025, and ends at nightfall on Wednesday, September 24th, 2025. So a very happy and blessed Rosh Hashanah to all of our Jewish listeners and viewers out there. So got a couple of great events going on today. The start of the autumn season and Rosh Hashanah. How about that? Forgot to mention in this morning's Monday morning mailbag that it was the start of the fall season. It's been a real whirlwind for me, trying to keep all my notes straight in trying to get everything done a little bit ahead of time so I could have that travel time to get to the Ohio Wet Shavers meetup, which was just wonderful. What an absolutely wonderful meetup we had. And we're going to be discussing that a little more in detail in today's Second Cup, because the highlight reel didn't capture everything. I had to edit some things out. I thought it was going to go 10 minutes. It went 20 minutes. And, there was a lot going on there. So I think I'm going to take a few clips and maybe include those in future and upcoming Monday morning mailbags in perhaps questions and comments section, or maybe Shave Den segment, wherever they might fit best, and show those to you, because a lot of other great stuff going on, but just a really, really terrific time. And the weather was very agreeable. It was hot. It was getting towards 90 degrees for, one of the last full days of summer. Really, it just, that last hurrah of summer weather, summer heat, and we really enjoyed it. When I left Cleveland, Chardon, Ohio, at about 8:30 in the morning, it was 55 degrees. And by the time I got down there, which was a little bit after 11, it was already in the mid-80s. And I made sure to take along a pair of short pants and some sandals, because I kind of thought, you know what, it's gonna get warm, and if we're outside, inside, wherever, it's gonna be pretty warm. And the entire event was held outdoors. It was terrific, great weather, great food, great camaraderie with fellow wet shavers, a great giveaway table, a great piff table. We'll go into that in a little more detail. It was just a really, really terrific event. This was the 5th annual Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup. So if you haven't been to one of these and you're in the area, make sure to get to the next one, because this is really a terrific, terrific event. It is so well organized and so well run, and everyone there, just really terrific people. It was just a pleasure to meet everyone there, and everyone gathers with the same purpose in mind, to talk about wet shaving and to share wet shaving gear and talk about what they're using in their shave den, and it was just simply a great, great time. So we'll be sharing with you some more details on what took place on Saturday, and so we're enjoying a cup of coffee this morning, and the weather is very agreeable. It's probably going to be about 84 degrees today as we roll into the fall season, and we have some really, really warm days and cool nights to look forward to as fall starts, as the autumn season begins, and this is probably some of the most pleasant weather in all of Northeast Ohio, and I'm sure it's the same way where you're at. As summer ends and fall begins, you get this really, really wonderful, wonderful warm day, cool night weather, which is just so very, very welcome. So I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me. Thanks so much for tuning in. Let's pay a few bills and we'll get the show underway in just a moment. Oh, one more thing. A big thank you to fellow wet shaver Rich Blount at Safety Cat Studios on YouTube. He loaned me his selfie stick, which really helped me record a lot of great videos for the highlight reel that you see in today's Monday morning mailbag. So a big, big thank you to Rich for that. And also a big thank you to Dave Lair of Indie Brushworks. He contributed this beautiful, beautiful shaving brush. I'm holding it right here. This beautiful wooden shaving brush. And check out the highlight reel, because he discusses how he made it and the kinds of woods that are incorporated into this brush handle. It's absolutely gorgeous. He is sponsoring the next giveaway with the gift of this brush. So we will be giving this away very, very soon. It's an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous shaving brush. So a big thanks to Dave Lair, and also a big thank you to James German, Doug Lane, and everyone who put together the meetup. I wanted to get that in before we press on with the show. Hey, before we go any further, I got this email from Gary J.C. regarding RazorBladesClub.com. A big notification on their website, as he writes here. Many wet shavers will need or want to know the information in a large notice on the website for Razor Blades Club, and this is RazorBladesClub.com. And when you go to that website, and a big thank you to Gary for the heads up on this, and here's what they have to say. Important notice for our U.S. customers. We are sorry to inform you that starting today, we have suspended our service to the USA. The U.S. administration has introduced postal tariffs effective August 29th of at least $80 on shipments processed in the USA. Clearly not sustainable for our low-value orders. Perhaps one day we will return, but for now we sincerely thank all our U.S. customers for purchasing from us. We have done our best and hope we have been up to the task, helping to bring people closer to wet shaving and supporting the passion of wet shaving enthusiasts to try different blades. So there you go. It's been in effect since August 29th, 2025. This is the first time I've heard of it. And they won't be shipping to the U.S. for the foreseeable future. Maybe that'll change. We'll see what happens. These things go back and forth. So I just wanted to give you that heads up. My thanks to Gary for very kindly passing that along. Check it out, folks. You can read it for yourself at www.razorbladesclub.com. Gary, thanks again very, very much. This is also from viewer Gary JC, and this is regarding boar brush smell and break-in. That's the title of his email. And he writes, I recall a view of videos and some comments regarding treating boar brushes to remove animal smell and regarding break-in of the bristles. Also tried an informational recheck as viewing your video, Samog breaking in a boar shaving brush with cold water and a refrigerator. That was the title of the video. From 7 years ago. 7 years? Has it been 7 years already? My gosh. He continues here, some of the process can be abbreviated very much instead of your demonstrated 3-day process. Just soak the brush several minutes, wash the bristles, and start using the brush for shave. It's ready once done. The first soak, 20 to 30 minutes, and the wash. Well, Gary, thanks very much for this because this reminds me of what I was talking to Robert Seal on this morning's Monday morning mailbag in that highlight reel. He won that beautiful Buckeye boar bristle shaving brush. And we were talking about breaking it in, and I advised him not to use the cold water method for 3 days in a refrigerator because that was a wooden handle boar brush. And as viewers have pointed out to me, a wooden handle has a potential to split if you soak it for long periods of time. The hairs will just soak up that water and expand in the base of the knot, and that could potentially split a wooden handle. So you don't want to do that with wooden handled boar brushes. Your method that you point out, Gary, is a much better, safer, and effective method for breaking in a boar brush, especially if you have a wooden boar brush handle. And I was telling Rob, just use the brush. Use the brush. You know, you can do a few lathers in the palm of your hand and then rinse it out and then buff it on a towel and then just get about using it because that will help break it in. So Gary, thanks very, very much for that. I really do appreciate it. Oh, and did I say Robert Seal? No, it's Rob Seals, plural. Seals. Sorry about that, Rob. Rob Seals. Okay, Gary continues here. New Omega boar brush number 10019, and this cost him $5. And he writes here, smell? When new and dry, no smell. Soaked for an hour, no smell. Washed using a glycerin soap and then rinsed well, no smell. So how about that? That's pretty good to know that the Omega boar brush number 10019 for only $5 is what he says here. Doesn't have any animal smell initially or after soaking and washing with it and washing it out and breaking it in, that sort of thing. No smell. Great to know. Break in the bristles, just as already said. Soaked brush an hour, washed bristles, used for a shave. It worked just like any other brush, such as bevel with synthetic bristles or KIKC with badger hair. As stiff as the bevel, a little resistant in delivering lather during first shave with the brush, and then after first shave, this 10019, just like any other brush, works. I've now done 4 shaves using this brush. Everything as expected, maybe very slightly more abrasive. The tips than the bevel. Break-ins seem to be just one initial cleaning and one shave. How about that? That's great to hear. I do not know how the cheap brushes bristles on this boar brush are in a grade of boar hair or how different boar hair quality affects physical or break-in needed process. That's a very good point because there are top hair and bottom hair and I guess middle hair boar bristles that you can get in the boar brush. And I think the top hair are the better boar bristle hairs, and they break in a little differently, I would assume, than some of the others. If anyone out there knows, please comment below and let us know. I merely find that this example brush was ready for use after one soak and bristle wash. Gary, thanks very much for this information. Really, really do appreciate it. There you go, folks. If you get a new boar brush, just soak it for a little while, 20 to 30 minutes, wash it out, and get about using it. And Gary is saying that is a good enough process in breaking it in. And of course, the more you use it, the more it becomes broken in and comfortable and really responds. So check that out. Gary, thanks very, very much for the information regarding breaking in a boar brush. In this case, it's the Omega boar brush, number 10019. He got his for $5. Well, as we mentioned at the beginning of the show, I wanted to go into a little more detail regarding the Ohio Wet Shavers meetup. Again, I had a highlight reel on this morning's Monday morning mailbag. I still have some other segments that I have yet to show you because there was a lot going on and we talked to a lot of folks. And there were some really, really neat things that were being offered on the PIF table and the giveaway table and just some other really, really neat items that Wet Shavers brought along for discussion and for sharing and that sort of thing. Now, speaking of the PIF table was just loaded with some amazing, amazing wet shave gear. Now, in this morning's Monday morning mailbag, Tim Whitcup talked about how he got a Schick Injector L, a Type L razor. And I think he got it for $5. Someone put one of those on the PIF table for free. It was in mint condition. I could not believe it. It was absolutely gorgeous. Now, my rule of thumb is that I don't like to take anything away from the PIF table because I want to make sure that new wet shavers or other folks who don't have a lot in their shave den have the opportunity to get these great razors and soaps and aftershaves and brushes and whatever else is on the PIF table there. So I usually wait until the very end of the meetup, and whatever is left, I ask around everyone who's milling around the PIF table, does anybody want this? Does anybody know if it's a razor or a soap or whatever it is? I'll hold it up and I'll say, look, does anybody want this? Because if not, I can show it to the viewers on the Monday morning mailbag, that sort of thing. And, sometimes yes, sometimes no. Usually I'm not taking anything away from the PIF table. But there are those rare instances where, if I see something that is of interest to the audience on the Monday morning mailbag, I'll think, well, maybe I'll take this just to show everybody. And there was one particular razor that fell into that category. Now, I was not going to take the Schick Injector Type L. That I hope someone who was looking for a good injector razor snagged that one. That was a beautiful, beautiful razor. It was like I say, it was in mint-like new condition. So I hope whoever got that is going to put it to good use. Now, if it was you out there and you're listening to this, please comment below and let me know, or email me on mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if you do have it and you've used it, please send in a review and we'll share it with all the viewers out there. But as I say, general rule of thumb is I don't like to take anything off the PIF table until the very end if there's something there that will be of interest to the audience. And there was one such razor. And I saw it there, and we looked at it, and I was talking to some of the other wet shavers there regarding it. And it was a Parker, here it is right here, a Parker adjustable injector razor. And this was right there at the beginning of the wet shave on the PIF table, and I saw it and I said, wow, look at that. Somebody put this down. I can't remember who. I talked to the individual. I can't remember who put this down. They were saying that they liked it, but they didn't really like the handle because they had to adjust their grip in some way to where it really wasn't comfortable for them. And I kind of understand it. I'm holding it right now. because at the end of the meetup, when everybody was leaving and they were starting to clear away the PIF table, I asked everyone there, does anybody want this injector razor? Do you know of anybody who wants it? And they said, no, Mark. Mark, you can just, Mark, take it if you want it. And I figured, you know what? I will take it because I have the PAL adjustable razor, and I think this would make a great comparison video. So we do have this Parker adjustable razor, and we are going to be sharing this with everybody down the road, on the channel. And it looks very, very nice. And, we'll get a video review done on this and see how the blades inject and how the adjustment dial works and how aggressive and mild the razor, the shave from this razor is, that sort of thing. So that was one item that I came away with from the PIF table. The other item that I came away with was a pack of Treat carbon steel double-edge razor blades. And I believe there are 10 in this pack. Sure does look like a 10-pack right here. And someone put down a sleeve of 100 of these or 200 of them. I think this is a 10-pack. So there's about 200 of these on the PIF table. And it looks like everybody was taking a pack here and there, that sort of thing. And again, at the end of the meetup, when I went to the PIF table, there was one pack left. And again, I asked everybody there, is anybody looking for Treat carbon steel blades? And most of the gentlemen standing there said, no, I've got these, or I've got plenty of blades. So I went ahead and I grabbed this pack because we've been talking about rust prevention in a carbon steel blade, and I thought I would take a pack and see how that process works with mineral oil in preventing rust, because we've talked about it. It was a shaving tip recently, so I want to put it to good use and see if it works. Shave with one of these blades, rinse it off, pat dry it, and then put it into a little bit of mineral oil, and then come back to it the next day and see how the blade looks. So I'm kind of excited about that. So it was really neat that these Treat carbon steel blades were placed out there. Now, Doug Lane came in with a bunch of Boon to Beard shave soaps and aftershave balms, brand new. I don't know where he got these from, but we've talked about this artisan out of South Africa on the channel because a viewer in South Africa, Dr. Edward de Villiers, sent some to the channel. And thank you again, Doctor. Really do appreciate that. And they're wonderful because they're from the other side of the world, so to speak, and they're made with some really, really unique tallows that we don't use here, like ostrich tallow and that sort of thing. And they really are terrific. The scents are great. They lather up wonderfully, and they have different bases. They have some tallow-based soaps, and they have some vegan-based type soaps. And the table was just filled with these brand new Boon to Beard shave soaps and aftershave balms, all the way from South Africa and the folks at Boon to Beard. And again, this was something I was telling everybody, look, you got to try this. You have this wonderful selection of Boon to Beard shave soaps and balms right there, brand new, never used. Get some of this. This is really, really good stuff. So a lot of it went fast. And by the end of the day, there was just a few left. And I remember I was talking to Matt Rose. Hi, Matt. Great seeing you again. And I was telling him, you got to try this. And they had a few items left, and he happened to take one of the balms. I can't remember what scent it was, but it was a really beautiful citrus scent. When he opened it up, there was just this beautiful citrus scent wafting through the air. It was just terrific. There was a lot of that there. And I happened to get, there was a few more. There were kind of like two of each. I didn't feel too bad in grabbing these. Nosy Bee aftershave balm, which is kind of like it's kind of like a bee propolis kind of based balm, and it has something of a honey scent, although I'm not picking it up right now. And also on the Berg. On the Berg is a really, really neat scent as well. Yeah, that's nice. It's kind of it's a fresh, kind of an outdoor citrus kind of scent, but it's not really prominently citrus like the one Matt picked up. But yeah, that's nice. That's really, really very nice. And I did grab this one of the last containers of shave soaps there. It's called Good Hoop. I guess that's Afrikaners for Good Hope. There's a sailing ship on the seas. That's the artwork here. A Boondebeer shaving soap. And the reason why I grabbed this is because I don't think I have one like this. This is mutton tallow. So that's why I say their tallow bases are a little more exotic, a little more different than what we get here in the States and from Europe. So that's why I decided to select this one. I thought, you know what, this will make a good review and share it with everybody out there because, if you are in that part of the world or somewhere else where you can get some of the Boondebeer shave soaps and balms, it's good to know how the performance is and that sort of thing. But their shave soaps perform very, very well. Both the tallow and the non-tallow. I like them a lot. And the scent is kind of I want to say it's a kind of a clean ocean breeze kind of a scent. But again, it's a little muted right now. I'm thinking it's going to come forward a little more as we build a lather. Yeah, that's going to be very, very nice. But mutton tallow, that's another reason why I decided to select that. But again, that was at the end of the day when the majority of the items from the PIF table were cleared away. And I think what James and Doug do is anything that was not selected, they kind of gather up and then they put it aside for the next year. So, for instance, if no one took this Parker adjustable razor, you would have seen that on the PIF table the following year. Yeah, they do a great job in organizing the wet shave meetup. Now, the giveaway was just magnificent. There were some really, really fantastic items in the giveaway. And a big shout out and kudos and huzzah to the folks at Timeless Razors, because they came through with a lot of stuff. Razors and shaving bowls. I have a Timeless Razor shaving bowl. And if I recall correctly, because I didn't get some of this on video, the acoustics at that time, because I was a little bit farther away from where the speakers were, where James was speaking and Dave Keiss and some others up front. And I tried to get my camera and microphone a little closer, but I didn't want to get in the way of everyone else's, line of sight, that sort of thing. But anyhow, they gave away some Timeless Razor shaving gear, a beautiful slant razor and Timeless Razor shaving towels, and then they gave away one of their shaving bowls, which are just terrific. I got a blue shaving bowl. And as a matter of fact, I think they gave away more than one Timeless Razor. Timeless Razor sent in a bunch of stuff. Anyhow, they gave away this Timeless Razor shaving bowl. Oh, but before I continue with that, they also had a couple of their adjustable shaving brush handles. Those are terrific and just absolutely awesome. And I believe Matt Rose won one of those. Those are terrific. And if you are looking for a really, really terrific shaving brush where you can use a variety of different shaving knots very, very quickly and interchangeably, check out Timeless Razors adjustable shave brush. It really, really is a terrific item. Anyhow, James gave away one of these shaving bowls. Isn't that great? And then about that time, a little while later, he's got a big box there. And he reaches into this box and he starts pulling out these packaged shaving bowls. They're in the cube-sized boxes, and each one of these contains a shaving bowl. And he starts throwing them out to everybody in the crowd, and everybody's catching these shaving bowls. It's like everybody got a shaving bowl. It was amazing. I remember I caught a shaving bowl, and I handed it off to whoever was standing next to me because, well, I've got a shaving bowl. And, after he got done throwing all these shaving bowls out, I thought, wow, isn't that great? Everyone's got a timeless shaving bowl now. And then he went about giving away some other items. We donated some Georgetown shaving hats and T-shirts and coffee mugs. And that was great to see. Kevin Laird won a George ball cap, as did James Gazda. Congratulations, gentlemen. I hope you enjoy those boom lather ball caps in good health. And they do have that distressed look. That's the way they're designed. Like they got a little bit of wear to them. That's the kind of the cool aspect of the ball cap. But yeah, so we gave away. He gave away some of that Georgetown shaving t-shirt, sweatshirts, and ball caps and that sort of thing. Don't have a T-shirt yet. Got to get a T-shirt. I got to get a T-shirt. Maybe next summer. But anyhow, that was great. And then as things were kind of winding down, and he gave away the majority of the stuff, James reaches back into this box and pulls out yet more shaving bowls, and he's throwing them out to everybody. And it's like, well, okay, one came my way, and I grabbed it, and I figured, okay, because everybody walked away with a shaving bowl. And this particular one that I have now is gray, and I've got it right here, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful plastic shaving bowl. This is terrific. It's nice and tall, and really holds the lather in there, and it has some beautifully raised areas on the inside that are nice and smooth and help generate a terrific lather. And so that was just really generous of the folks at Timeless Razor. They really just made the event all the more special with their generous gifts for the giveaway. Really terrific. And all in all, a really terrific wet shaving meetup. Just absolutely wonderful. Now here's the here's the aside. After we wrap up and I've got my goodie bag and I'm making sure that I've got everything, and because we were told, let me just back up a little bit. We were told to bring our own chair so that we can have a place to sit down and enjoy our meal. So I have this red metal folding chair. I took it last year, and I took it again with me this year. And I set it up and I used it, and it's very comfortable, and okay, it's great. So as I'm, making sure I have all my stuff in my goodie bag, and making sure I have everything that, folks gave me, and this and that, and, for the giveaway, the brush for the giveaway, making sure I have all these little bits and odds and ends and items that you accumulate at these meetups. I'm saying goodbye to everybody, and I walked out of there without taking my red metal folding chair. I got about 45 minutes down the road and realized, oh my gosh, I forgot my red metal folding chair. So I was able to contact James and say, hey, I forgot this thing, this chair. If you find it or know someone who grabbed it, let me know. Well, he grabbed it, and he's going to set it aside for me. So maybe I'll get it next year, or next time I find myself going through Columbus, I'll give him a call and swing by and pick it up. So James, thank you very much for securing my chair. I really do appreciate that. That was very nice of you. And the goodie bag was filled with some terrific stuff. We've got this wonderful Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup shave soap and splash right here. Oh, that's a beautiful scent. Again, a fresh outdoors kind of scent. Boy, we're gonna shave with this one. And we also have Imaginarium shave soap and splash. Oh, that's terrific too. Boy, a couple of really, really great. Actually, we got the Imaginarium Splash, and also it looks like we have the EDP with it. So we've got the Imaginarium Shave Soap, Splash, and EDP. How about that? And we have the wonderful fifth annual Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup Shave Soap and Splash. That is terrific. And there were some other items in there that we'll share with you on upcoming Monday morning mailbags. But all in all, a really, really terrific meetup that, boy, I just really enjoyed it. But it's a bit of a whirlwind for me because I'm about 2.5, 3 hours away, depending on traffic. So I left at 8:30 in the morning, and I got there a little bit after 11, as I mentioned. And then you attend the meetup. I'm shooting video, and then I'm leaving about sometime after 3 o'clock. I think I left like 3:15, 3:10, something like that. Everything was winding down. It was from 11:30 to 3:30. And by then, everyone was just, ready to go home. They met everybody, and we went through the PIF table and the giveaway, and a terrific meal. By the way, Doug Lane's wife, I think I mentioned this before, Doug Lane's wife made this brisket that was just awesome. My gosh, was that good. And again, I'll have that every time if it's at a meetup. That was marvelous. So kudos to Doug Lane's wife for a terrific brisket. But anyhow, everything is winding down, and then I go about driving home. And again, it's about 2.5 to 3 hours to get home. So when I get home, now I'm sitting down and I'm taking all that video and I'm reviewing it all and then putting it into my editing programs and kind of putting everything together and trying to get everything into a nice highlight reel that will kind of give you a good overview of what went on and some of the folks that were there and that sort of thing. And again, there were things that I missed putting into this highlight reel because it just would have gone on for, my gosh, an hour. And there were some acoustic problems here and there, not too bad, but there were some that I had to kind of play with the audio a little bit. But for the most part, the audio came through pretty good. But that's part of the fun of editing this together, playing with all these neat tools, audio and video tools. So I enjoy doing that. So that's kind of what happened. So in sitting down and doing all that, I don't think I got done with editing everything, compiling it and rendering it until about I would say 10:30 at night. That's probably when I wrapped everything up. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm gonna turn in. So I turned in about 11 o'clock, and I tried to upload, but for some reason my internet connection was really slow for upload speeds, and I don't know why. I woke up in the middle of the night. I don't know if this has ever happened to you. I woke up in the middle of the night, like about 2:45. I got up and I said, you know what? I'm going to upload everything right now, and everything uploaded in 15 minutes. Go figure, I mean, it was a snail's pace earlier, and I guess because everyone's asleep and no one's online, maybe the speed increased a little bit. But anyhow, everything came together, and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed meeting everyone and seeing everyone, and again, it was just a wonderful, wonderful event. So if you missed it this year, or if you've never been to one, make plans to attend the next one. And when we get information about the next Ohio Wet Shavers meetup, we will be sure to share it on the Monday morning mailbag. Again, my thanks to James German, Doug Lane, and everyone who organized an absolutely wonderful wet shave meetup, the 5th annual Ohio Wet Shavers meetup, which was held in Columbus, Ohio, Hilliard, Ohio, at River's Edge Cutlery. I hope to see everyone again next year. Now, before I get out of here, I'm going to recommend a movie to you. And as you might have seen on this morning's Monday morning mailbag, I picked up Rookie Card Shave Soap and Aftershave Splash from Adopted Acres Soap Company. The scent is like opening up a brand new pack of baseball cards. So we'll be reviewing that as the playoffs and the World Series roll around. So to help you get ready for the playoffs and the World Series, check out The Natural, starring Robert Redford. A flawed baseball hero, Robert Redford, gets a new chance. That sums it up perfectly. I don't want to spoil it for you. It's a wonderful baseball movie. It's very uplifting. It's terrific. Robert Redford is great in the part. It's a throwback to classic baseball, and it's just a real delight to watch. A terrific, terrific baseball movie. The Natural, starring Robert Redford from 1984. It's got an 88% 5-star rating on Amazon, so I think you're going to enjoy it. Doubly so if you're a baseball fan. Once more, from 1984, The Natural, starring Robert Redford. And that wraps up another Second Cup. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. I sure hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, please share, please subscribe, and pass it along to a fellow wet shaver or a friend. My thanks to everyone who commented and contributed to today's show, and I mean this sincerely. Without you, this microphone would be silent. If Second Cup or the Monday Morning Mailbag aren't showing up in your regular podcast feed, please drop me a line at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and we'll try to get it all sorted out. So again, thank you all very much. I look forward to getting together with you again on these podcast airwaves. Until then, enjoy the day, enjoy your shave, and enjoy that Second Cup.